When we are training new puppies here at Leerburg, they get all of their daily food in short training sessions throughout the day. For people that feed kibble, this isn't too difficult to manage, but we have been feeding our dogs here a raw diet for about 20 years. Needless to say, handling raw food and carrying it in your pocket for training isn't very practical and is very messy. You can buy freeze-dried meat or dehydrated treats, but they are very expensive, especially when you are training a growing large breed puppy and need to meet their caloric needs through the food they are getting. Cindy and Ed were in Utah last winter training dogs when Cindy had the idea while there. One of their good friends, Laura Ann, was taking raw meat she gets from a supplier nearby and running it through a sausage stuffer and then dehydrating it. It works really well, and when you are sure of exactly what is in the treats your dogs are getting each day. You can use whatever ingredients you wish. For the purpose of this video, we used a commercially prepared raw diet that contains turkey meat, bones, and organs. The meat has a lot of moisture in it, so we added powdered pumpkin and diatomaceous earth, so it wasn't as sloppy. When they dehydrate rabbit meat, they don't need to add anything to it. There is very little fat or excess water in the ground rabbit they use. After you mix the meat and powder together, you can load it in your jerky gun or sausage stuffer. Cindy makes rows of meat with room for air to circulate easily between them. We set our dehydrator on high for about an hour and then turn it down. Since this food is raw and we don't want to cook it, we set the dehydrator to about 115 degrees for another 5 to 6 hours. Cindy doesn't mind if the jerky is still a bit soft in the middle. Her intent is simply to make this easier to handle and carry in her pocket. Depending on your dehydrator, it may take more or less time. You can also choose to dry it completely, but we want to preserve as much of the raw food benefit as possible, so we check on it every couple hours to make sure it's not too dried out. After it's done, we let it cool on the trays for a while and then lay it out on paper towels to absorb any grease or moisture that seeps out. When it's cool, we cut it into the desired size pieces and store in plastic bags or containers and freeze. Since we have a dog with special nutritional needs, it's helpful to label the bags accordingly. When we need treats each day, we simply take a bag out of the freezer and leave it in the fridge or use as needed. Since we don't fully dehydrate the meat, it's important to keep the treats frozen or refrigerated to prevent spoiling.